Hello friends, this is Rajdeep. Welcome to Learning Inside for UGC-NET-JRF Social Work Paper 2. And in this channels, we are preparing students for UGC-NET-JRF in Social Work paper. And this material is also helpful for BSW and MSW student. And if you are new in these channels, consider subscribing. And this is our video 3 in Unit 2. And in this video, we'll discuss the sociological concept, that is social groups and its type. So let's start. So social groups. So what is social group? We know that social group is one where two or more humans who interact with one another. So social group means one where two or more means दो और उससे ज़्यादा आदमी interact with one another. So they interact with one another and share similar characteristics, and they have the similar characteristics that they can share with each other and collectively have a sense of unity. So means two or more आदमी एक साथ इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, देन शेयर करते हैं एक दूसरे के एक्सपीरियंस, एंड देन कलेक्टिवली हैव ए सेंस ऑफ यूनिटी, और इससे एक यूनिटी बनता है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड सोशल ग्रुप. सो वी आर कनेक्टेड विथ ईच अदर. प्लस एलिमेंट्स ऑफ सोशियोलॉजिकल ग्रुप्स, दैट मीन्स व्हाट आर द पार्ट ऑफ सोशियोलॉजिकल ग्रुप्स. वी नो दैट इन सोशियोलॉजिकल ग्रुप there should be interaction among the members. So member will interact with one another. Now second, members are aware of their membership in the group. So they are aware about their membership, they are being member of that group. So they are aware of the members of that particular group. And then third, the members share a common cause or interest. So all the members have the common reasons for being the member of this group and common interest also. And this group also has organizational structure. So these are the four elements of sociological group. Now next we will discuss the type of group. So sociological group is classified as per the nature of social ties. So a classification is based on the nature of social ties and against social identifications. So first we will discuss what is the nature of social ties and their division. So according to the nature of social ties, sociological group have two types, primary and secondary. So primary group is that like family and neighbor. So you have the common interactions, close interaction, emotional bond is there. And secondary group is that where their emotional bonding is not there or close contract is not there. Now according to the social identification, social group is divided into three groups, that is in group, out group and reference groups. So we will discuss in the next slide in details of that. Okay, first there is primary group. What is the definition or what is the main feature of the primary group? We know that it's a small group and it's a face to face interaction is there or contact is there face to face. Then it's emotional based, and there must be emotional based in the primary group. Extended time period, that means longer period of time for that group exists for a longer period of time, and there should be interaction bond in emotional bonding and face to face interaction is there, and there this group is very small in nature. Now secondary group, that is larger, that can be a larger group, means large number of members can be a group of this group. Now specialized, okay, all are specialized in that particular matter, and impersonal, not any personal, but in primary group there is a personal relationship is there, but in secondary there is only mostly professional. And goal oriented, once the goal is over then secondary group no more exist. So there is a goal oriented and limited time for a particular time period this group. So this is called secondary group. Now what is the in group? A group to which a person belongs and identify with. So this is called in group. So in group, that is a group that a person belongs or identify with this group. Like you are the member of this family, so you are just a in group. You are automatically identified with this title, with this family or with this family's title. So this is a group to which a person belongs and identify with this. So this is called in group. Now out group, a group to which a person does not belong. So where the person does not belong and feels a sense of competitiveness and hostility. And ये जो group है, इस group में person belong ही नहीं करता है, and rather the person feels a sense of disagreement with this group. So this is called out group. Now what is reference group? A group that strongly influence our behaviors and social attitudes. So reference group क्या होता है, जिसमें ग्रुप जो होता है that strongly influence, बहुत जोर से influence होता है our behavior and social attitudes से. So that's why it's called reference group. So that means refer. Now next there is type of social group. In group and out group are concepts that were introduced by William Graham Samar in 1906. So ये जो in group and out group concept है, ये concept develop introduce किया था विलियम ग्राहम सामान्य in 1906 में. So this is very important, you have to remember. The term in group refers to any group to which the individual has membership or belongs. और in group का मतलब क्या होता है? जो person belong to that group and the members of this group, so then a person call a in group members. Now consciousness of kind. So what is consciousness of kind? The concept consciousness of kind is related to the concept of group. So consciousness जो काइंड है ये रिलेट होता है कंसेप्ट ऑफ ग्रुप के साइड. वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस बाय द अमेरिकन सोशियोलॉजिस्ट फ्रैंकलिन एच गेडिंग्स इन 1906. सो कंसेंसस ऑफ काइंड है जो वो टर्म्स जो होता है वो रिलेटेड टू ग्रुप्स, ग्रुप के साथ रिलेट होता है. एंड ये डेवलप किए थे अमेरिकन सोशियोलॉजिस्ट फ्रैंकलिन ने एंड इन द ईयर 1906. नाउ कंसेंसस ऑफ काइंड इज अ कंसेप्ट दैट human beings have tendency to join or associated with other people who have perceived as having the similar to themselves. So concept of kind में क्या होता है? कंसेप्ट ये है कि हम लोग का टेंडेंसी होता है कि हम लोग दूसरे ग्रुप के साथ ज्वाइन करें जो ग्रुप वी हैव द सिमिलर फीचर और नेचर और हैविंग द सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. सो हम लोग चाहते हैं कि उस ग्रुप के साथ हम मिल जाए, एसोसिएट हो जाए, ज्वाइन हो जाए. Like example, if you are a MSW student, then you want to join with other MSW students or your seniors. Like if you are research scholars, then you want to join with other research scholars. If you are faculty, then you want to join with other faculty members also. You want to engage with them, you want to associate with them. So this is our tendency. So this is known as consensus of kind. Now next, primary and secondary group. One of the most widely utilized concept of sociological group is that developed by Charles Horton Coley in 1909. So sociology के जो most sociological concept वो develop किए थे कोली ने in 1909. Of the primary groups, Coley defines primary group as being small, intimate and face-to-face association. तो कोली ने बोला कि प्राइमरी जो ग्रुप होता है वो स्मॉल इंटीमेट होते हैं, मीन्स स्मॉल ग्रुप होते हैं, क्लोजली रिलेटेड होते हैं एंड फेस टू फेस एसोसिएशन इज देयर, मीन्स फेस टू फेस रिलेशनशिप और कॉन्टैक्ट इज देयर और इंटरेक्शन इज देयर of individual who share some type of common group identity. और जो ग्रुप होते हैं प्राइमरी ग्रुप वो इंडिविजुअल जो शेयर करते हैं सेम टाइप ऑफ कॉमन ग्रुप आइडेंटिटी, जो ग्रुप आइडेंटिटी भी कॉमन होता है. कोली गोज ऑन टू से, और वो फिर बोल रहे थे कि दैट द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ दिस ग्रुप वाज आइडेंटिफाई लीड टू द मेंबर ऑफ प्राइमरी ग्रुप्स टू नेचुरली आइडेंटिफाई देमसेल्फ एज वी और आस. सो जो प्राइमरी ग्रुप है वो नेचुरली वी और आस में रिलेशनशिप और नेचर है, नेचुरल आइडेंटिटी है वी और आस. दैट मीन्स वी आर द मेंबर ऑफ दैट फैमिली, मीन्स माई फैमिली इज माई प्राइमरी ग्रुप, your family is your primary group. So in case of that family you will call we or us. So this is called primary group and this was identified by the Coley. Now elements of a primary group. So primary group का क्या क्या elements है? Primary groups tends to be the small and are ordinarily composed of fewer than 15 to 20 individuals. So ये small group होता है यानी ये compose होता है fewer individual, that means 15 to 20 individual होता है. Interaction and communication among members in the primary group tend to be an intimate and personal nature. So interaction and communication बहुत ज़्यादा होता है primary group में, and ये जो interaction and communication होता है is not a normal impersonal, it's a intimate and personal nature. जो personal communication होता है, intimate relationship होता है, interaction होता है, communication होता है. Now next, member in the primary group commonly develop strong emotional bonds with each other. So यहाँ पे क्या होता है प्राइमरी ग्रुप में members जो होते हैं वो इमोशनली बहुत ही कनेक्टेड होते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ. वन दैट इज प्राइमरी ग्रुप जनरली परसिस्ट ओवर एक्सटेंसिव पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. दैट मीन्स प्राइमरी ग्रुप जो होता है वो बहुत लॉन्ग टाइम तक सर्वाइव करते हैं. लाइक फैमिली इज अ प्राइमरी ग्रुप एंड यू हैव टू सर्वाइव विद दिस फैमिली विद अ longer period of time, not like secondary groups. There is a limited time limit is not there. Now next, secondary group. The term secondary group has come into use in sociology to describe any group which lacks in one or more of the element that goes together with the characteristic of primary group. That means secondary group वो होता है सोशियोलॉजी में डिस्क्राइब किया गया था कि जो जहाँ पे ये कम होता है जो प्राइमरी ग्रुप में होता है, जैसे क्लोज इंटरेक्शन, इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग, स्मॉल ग्रुप. दिस काइंड ऑफ नेचर इज नॉट देयर इन secondary group. In general, a secondary group is composed of individual who lacks strong emotional ties one another. So secondary group क्या होता है जो नॉर्मली जहाँ पे हम लोग का इमोशनल बॉन्ड्स जो होता है वो बहुत कम होता है और इंटरेक्शन फेस टू फेस इंटरेक्शन भी लेक्स होता है. सो द फीचर्स दैट इज हैविंग विद द प्राइमरी ग्रुप इज मोस्टली लेक इन secondary group. Now what is now next there is reference group, and reference group a group which composed of individual possessing a similar set of characteristics. That means ये जो individual होते हैं इनका similar set of nature होता है which are used as standard by other individuals in evaluating their own behavior. जब दूसरे कोई भी इनका behavior evaluate करते हैं then they also find the same nature of behavior. That's why it's called reference group. Reference groups in many cases are not true group. So in many cases reference groups are not true group. In that the individual who make up the reference group may not share the common identity characteristic of groups. So many times we found that the individual who are member of the reference group are not share the common identity characteristic of that group. So this is called reference group. Now next, that is peer group. A peer group is made up of individual of relatively equal status. So यहाँ पे बोला गया कि more or less जो individual होते हैं peer group का वो है equal status होता है with whom the individual interacts frequently, और जिसके साथ जो individual mostly interact करता है. This means our school friends, colleagues, these are your peer group. Now next, that is voluntary or involuntary groups. Now next, that is voluntary or involuntary group. Groups may be classified according to how the member become members. So group also classified based on how a member become the member of that group. If an individual select to become a member of the group, then that group can be referred to as a voluntary group. अगर कोई आदमी select करता है कि मैं इस group में जाऊँगा, then this called voluntary membership or voluntary group. On the other hand, if the individual become a member of the group as a result factor over he or she has no control, then the group can be referred to as an involuntary group. That means when you have to select one group, then it's called voluntary. But when you have not selected that group, but you have to join and you have no control without joining this group, then it's called involuntary group. That means you are joining the group, but you are not voluntary to join the group. By some conditions or some natures or some factors, you have to join that group. So this is called involuntary group. So this is all about. In this video we have discussed the sociological group and types, and next video we will discuss this socialization process and its agencies. So if you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for watching.